That technical snafu. Please give us your name, where you're calling from, and give us your question about that you have for Kia. Go ahead, caller.
Afro-Jamaican, Toronto, Canada, and Kia, I speak to her on Facebook as Kaiser Soze.
Okay, all right. So you've already connected with Kia before?
Yes, I have, but she just said she's relocated her first family, and I want to know because, boy, Kenya breaks my heart almost every 3 days, but I can't give up. I'm like a battered spouse, man. I can't give up.
This guy here.
Okay, talk to us. Tell us, what is it that Kenya has broken your heart about? And Kia is here. How can Kia repair your broken heart?
In 3 days.
But I don't know if Kia can repair it. I'm down about 10 grand Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm getting it back. And
shit.
Yeah, waiting on a work permit so I can come do my, start my factory, really. And that's all I'm waiting on. My wife and I are traveling there in a few months. She's gonna come and see if she can actually live there. But yeah, with everything going on, I'm not giving up. But if she knows a better way, I am listening.
Okay, so you said you were 10 grand down. So is the issue just the aspect of trying to get, the correct paperwork to work in Kenya? Is that where the challenge is?
Yeah, that's where the challenge is because I already own land. I have 2 businesses registered. One actually making money, making revenue, but I cannot work in any of my businesses.
Okay.
And I need a specific permit, and people have offered to assist, but really all they are really trying to do is fatten their own pockets. And everywhere you turn, that's what you meet up on. And even with all of this, I'm still not giving up because there's something special in Kenya, for me anyways. That's how I feel. But boy, man, there's only so much beating someone can take,
Wow. Okay. All right. Very interesting challenge, Kia. You've heard it. Potential client. So make your pitch. Let's see what Traverse Culture can do about this. Kia.
Sell yourself, girl. Sell.
This is your opportunity. This is what we've been waiting for.
No. I spoke with him before, and he's my Facebook friend, and I know he saw my last status where I said I wanted to give up. And that's based off of the work that we're doing on the ground locally here with the government and the private sector. One of the things that I told him personally on the call is that we have to do this thing collectively. One of the things that people have to understand is that lobbying is a part of the trickle effect that will probably get us what we need. But we have to understand that we're moving to someone else's country, and we're asking for concessions without proving value. Now, this is not specifically to him, but I've had this conversation with him, and I told him, now the family that we moved, they did get a K ordinary visa for retirement. So that's how we were able to move them. However, the Journey Back to Eden is the initiative that will get us the concessions that we need. However, it will prove the value of the African diaspora that is interested in moving to Kenya, to the Kenyan government, and as well as its local people. So we have to do this with one voice, collectively, and we have to also prove our monetary value to a country that we are willing to move to, but also understanding that is necessary in order to get those concessions. So I am currently working with the immigration to ask for concessions through the Journey Back to Eden to give us a 5-year temporary residential visa in conjunction to a 2-year work visa. But we have to do it collectively.
Wow, this is quite interesting, and this actually comes on the backdrop of where we see so many foreigners in Kenya who get in very easily, I have to say, and I know this because I know, like some of them, because they're the Europeans, who come, as white investors, We all know the kind of red carpet that they're being given. We
Shoot,
have
the Chinese are getting it.
yes, the Chinese are getting it. We have the Indians, like Indians are very interesting, and I wish we had DJ Sani Sistuki here. But it's very interesting that we have like 5 generations of Indians, and it's easier for them to get into Kenya than it is for black people in the diaspora who want to settle. And I think that's problematic, and I think it's an issue that needs to be resolved legislatively, because immigration, there has to go legislation. I mean, of course, the Department of Immigration does have a few strings they can pull, but I think we need to look at what countries like Rwanda has done and what Ghana has done as a model to Kenyanize it and do it in a way that's convenient for Kenyan and Kenyan people, and that will work for all these diaspora people who are trying to move to Kenya. So Kia, maybe if I come back to you, what is it that you think we need to do? Because those things that you don't want to say, like we can say, we don't have to say that you're the one who told us to say them, but we can say them. Because you see, like even these scarves we're wearing, we're not supposed to be wearing them but we still wear them. So what is it? What are some things that maybe you'd like to hear that Kenyans in the diaspora do to make some of these immobile parts start moving? Kia?
Yeah. So I speak my truth. When I go into the board meetings, I say whatever I want to say, to be quite honest. So I'll say how I feel. And I believe some of the institutions that we are going into partnership, the first institution that we'll be signing a partnership, the first African-American company to do so is Kenyans. And then we are working on our collaboration and partnership with the CS, or the Ministry of Tourism. And then the next one is immigration. And then we have a meeting with a higher up official that I can't say. However, everything that I say on here, I've said in the board meetings. One of the things that I will say is that with the Asian community, over the course of the 5-6 generations, they have proven their economical impact, as well as our Somalian sisters and brothers here in Kenya, as well as the Chinese, has also proven their economical impact. And so I won't say that we don't have to do that as a part of the diaspora, because one of the things that I've noticed here, coming here, we are not on Kenya radar in terms of African Americans. So let's just keep it all the way 100. When I go into the board meetings, we are the only company in Kenya that is speaking about what our version of the year return, which we have coined the journey back to Eden, and then the call to action. And so these are new conversations. There's a very small population of African Americans here, and even Caribbean people here. And so Kenya is getting to know us piece by piece. And so I will say that in the defense of Kenya, because I do have my issues with some of the policies and some of the thought process, but in the defense of the Kenyan government and the Kenyan private sector, this is a new nuance. And so relationship building is imperative. Education is imperative, as well as, again, coming to the table with a certain level of value that is impactful to the economy, as well as beneficial to the diaspora. And so that would be my response right now. But the Kenyan government absolutely know who I am and how I feel, and I say what I mean, what my thoughts are in these board meetings.
Okay, thank you so much, Uno Mike.
What I wanted to ask, because I know Kaiser Soze, are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay. I know he Kaiser has been talking about putting up a petition for if for someone like, let's say now Kia, who there's the right of it's more like a right of return, and to be accepted.
Right. Yes.
And I think you've set up a petition. Last I checked.
Yeah, we have a petition.
Yes.
And
I wanted you to comment on that, and then maybe Kia can also chime in.
we have a petition, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think they care. I sent 45 emails to the African Union. 45, 37 of them bounced. The email addresses are no good. So it's almost as if it's a joke. I've reached out to the AU offices in New York City. Again, it's a joke. I was willing to take the petition myself to Addis in Ethiopia and hand it in. I've sent tons of requests to make an appointment to come and hand deliver it. Nobody responds. I really don't think they care. This whole thing about the diaspora is the sixth region. It's all for show. From my experience dealing with them, it's all for show and it's all for talk. I just did my DNA, and I'm telling you, if I am 1/8 Sierra Leonean, you better believe I'm going to open a factory there. You better believe it, because they're serious. They are serious. Other countries are not serious. Ghana isn't even serious. If you try to get the right of abode in Ghana, I know you had a gentleman on your show. If you know the steps you have to jump through, I am coming to Canada. I did everything online to apply for my visa to come to Canada, and I came here without paying any bribes, or sorry, let me not say bribes. Let me say facilitation fees. You pay one. Canada has a visa. Canada has a visa right now, which is called a owner-operator visa, which you can come and open a business at a certain provinces in Canada. There is no preset limit for your investment. They are serious. I just think there has been a concerted effort to keep people of our complexion away from the continent, because all these countries have the same rules, with the exception of probably Sierra Leone and Rwanda. They all have the same rules. And where does those rules come from? So while I'm here, I'm still very passionate, but I'm telling you, I have invested $30,000 in Kenya buying land. I have a company in Kenya. What more do I need to show you that I'm serious?
Is the basic structure and which is not.